Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So let me just take this chance and opportunity to say thank you guys for the love and support that you show me on this channel. Remember to subscribe to this channel. Let's get it to 20k by the month of this December. Let's get into the video. So we have a breaking news, guys. The US vessel and Navy warships on the Red Sea, the US County and other commercial vehicles were under attack by Yemen's UTS terror groups. The problem is that this attack can spring up conflict between the US and the Middle East. We don't need that. That just sounds like a recipe to ignite World War III. The US retaliated by shooting down multiple drones. According to my research, both Yemen and Iraq have done this to the US more than 40 times just this year alone, guys. I'll say US should learn to stay away from other people's businesses. I've collected a few videos for you guys on this topic. Let's watch. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below and I'll be right back. Let's watch this.
So apparently the Pentagon released information saying that the USS Carney has been getting attacked along with other two ships in the Red Sea by Houthis from Yemen. It said that American warship, the USS Carney, and multiple commercial ships came under attack yesterday or on Sunday in the Red Sea, the Pentagon said. Yemen's Houthi rebels later claimed attacks on two ships they described as being linked to Israel but did not acknowledge targeting a U.S. Navy vessel. The attack potentially marked a major escalation in a series of maritime attacks in the Mideast linked to the Israel-Hamas war. The Pentagon told the Associated Press that they're aware of reports that were regarding attacks on the USS Carney and commercial vessels in the Red Sea, and they said they would provide information as soon as it became available. The British military earlier said that they had been suspecting drone attacks and explosions in the Red Sea without elaborating as well. Now, just to be clear, the Pentagon didn't identify where the fire came from, but they did say that a Houthi military spokesperson, Brigadier General Yahya Sari, claimed the attacks.
A U.S. Navy ship and a commercial ship in the Red Sea were under attack today. Let's break down what's going on. This right here is the USS Carney, and it's been in the Red Sea to intercept any missiles that are shot off from Yemen heading towards Israel. And U.S. ships for the past few weeks, they have been doing such thing. Well, it just so happens that today, missiles and drones were in the Red Sea attacking different ships, including some commercial vessels. Yemen's Houthi rebels, which are the terrorist group in Yemen, they claim that these attacks were because these ships were linked to Israel, but did not acknowledge that they were targeting a U.S. vessel. The Pentagon put out a press briefing earlier today addressing what happened, saying, "We're aware of reports regarding attacks on the USS Carney and commercial vessels in the Red Sea and will provide information as it becomes available." Since that report came out about an hour ago, we have gotten more information from outside the Pentagon. Some of the information we're getting from is from Houthi military spokespersons, so take everything we say with a grain of salt. According to their spokesperson, there were two commercial vessels, one from the UK, in the Red Sea that was ignoring all of their warnings, so they shot off missiles and drones. One of the ships got hit with a missile, the second one got hit with a drone, but they never mentioned anything about a US ship. This does lead to speculation about what exactly happened, but from all the reports I read, this is what we think went down. Remember that international waters kind of has its own ground rules. If any ship, regardless of what flag you're flying, calls for a mayday, you go and you help them. And so, at least according to a few reports, that UK ship got hit and called for a mayday. The US Carney, they were the closest one to them, so they sprinted over. More than likely, while they were assisting with that ship and maybe another ship, these rebels shot off more drones, which the USS Carney did shoot down. Remember that these drones, they do have some kind of lenses on them to zoom in to see what they're going to hit. So you know these rebels knew that this was a US warship when they were heading towards it. So any mention from the reports that says that they didn't know or anything like that doesn't make any sense. I'm sure they're like, hey, we already have these drones in the sky. Let's already just kind of aim it at those ships again and just, it is what it is. And said, well, let's deal with the consequences later because you do know that the U.S. is not going to fire into Yemen. I believe the last time that the U.S. even fired into Yemen was in 2016, and that was to destroy 3 coastal radar sites. That was the last time, and I don't think the U.S. is planning on doing that anytime soon. As we get more information on this story, I'll be sure to let you guys know. I know a lot of you guys are asking for photos and videos. Nothing is out at this time. The report only came out about an hour ago. So I'm assuming in the next day or so, we'll get more information, and I'll be sure to keep you guys in the loop, so be sure to follow me for more.
This is breaking news out of the Pentagon. U.S. warship and other vessels attacked in the Red Sea. While it's unclear who is responsible for this attack, we can only guess that this in some way could be associated to the genocide that is happening in Palestine. Many people have been protesting the genocide for a very long time, using their platforms, saying anything they can to our political officials on where we stand. But communicating to family members and friends has really gone nowhere, because unfortunately our culture here is that people live in silos. They think that they're not in any way associated to what happens to the global community. And what makes that even more possible is that our media is refusing to cover this genocide. They're refusing to cover the protests about genocide. They're refusing to acknowledge that there is a genocide. My stance on this is that our country needs to wake up and see that we do not live in a bubble, that we are a part of the global community, that what happens across the world, across the globe, has everything to do with us, and that we should hold our government to a higher standard. As Americans, we don't want our men and women in uniform to die either. We don't want that. We need to see all life in any part of the world as important. And we need to see that if we take civilian lives in any part of the world seriously, then in turn we'll protect the lives of our own men and women in uniform, as well as our own civilians. This genocide needs to stop. And this doesn't need to progress any further. We need to just stop and do the right thing. Our country is better than this, and we need to do the right thing.
So let's get deeper into this. So an American warship and multiple commercial ships came under attack on Sunday in the Red Sea, the Pentagon said, potentially marking a major escalation in a series of maritime attacks in the Middle East linked to the Israel-Hamas war. And according to my research, the British military earlier said that there had been a suspected drone attack and explosion in the Red Sea without elaborating. The Pentagon did not identify where it believed the fire came from. However, Yemen, Iran's backed Houthi rebels have been launching a series of attacks on vessels in the Red Sea, as well as launching drones and missiles targeting Israel as it wages war against Hamas in the Gaza Strip. A U.S. official speaking on conditions of anonymity to discuss intelligence matters said the attack began about 10 a.m. in the morning, Sana'a, Yemen, and had gone on for about 5 hours. Another U.S. official who spoke the same things on conditions of anonymity for the same reason said the Khani had intercepted at least one drone during the attack. There was no immediate comment from the Houthis. However, a Houthi military spokesperson earlier said an important statement would be released shortly. Global shipping had increasingly been targeted as the Israel-Hamas war threatens to become a wider regional conflict. Even as the truce briefly halted fighting and Hamas exchanged hostages for Palestinian prisoners held by Israel. However, the collapse of the truce and the resumption of punishing Israel airstrikes and its ground offensive there had raised the risk of the seaborne attacks resuming. Earlier in November, the Houthis seized a vehicle transport ship also linked to Israel in the Red Sea off Yemen. The rebels still hold the vessel near the port city of Hodeidah. Missiles also landed near another U.S. warship last week after it assisted a vessel linked to Israel that had briefly been seized by gunmen. However, the Houthis had not directly targeted the Americans for some time, further raising the stakes in the growing maritime conflict. In 2016, the U.S. launched Tomahawk cruise missiles that destroyed 3 coastal radar sites in Houthi-controlled territory to retaliate for missiles being fired at U.S. Navy ships at the time. Okay, so let's just go ahead and read some of the comments that came under those videos. This one reads, definitely another excuse they are cooking up to invade and then take Yemen oil resources. No difference from Iraq. And this other one says, it's like shooting a tank with a handgun. And another one reads, never forget the USS Liberty. This other one reads, USA violated Yemen Sea warning to America. And the other one reads, what are they doing there? Go mind your home business, USA. And this other one reads, well done, Yemen. You guys, please feel free to leave your own thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below, and I'll definitely see you in my next video. Stay peaceful.